Here at Broncos Camp with NFL insider and the host of the Schultz Report, Jordan Schultz. We appreciate you hanging out with us. It's a little different you being on this side of the mic.
I love switching it up. I'm very used to this. This is nice, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I know you had some fun out here, but the Broncos are 2 preseason games in. What are your impressions so far?
Well, I am stunned at the not only great vibes, because everyone has good vibes this time of the year, but there's a special feeling around this camp. We've been around quite a few. Broncos is a lot, but also the young talent. We were just talking about the running back room, how deep it is, bringing in RJ Harvey, but the quarterback, Bo Nix, I don't think people realize around the league how special he was going to be this soon. I'm sure Sean did, but the type of year he had and the fact that they go to the playoffs and really start to build a foundation, that to me is super special because it's very, very rare for a rookie quarterback. I know Jaden Daniels did it too, but it's not a common theme. So you have your quarterback, you have your head coach, obviously new facility coming in, but the vibe here is pretty cool, I must say.
Well, I know you caught up with the Defensive Player of the Year. This defense has been impressive, not only during camp, but last season. How do you see Pat Surtain elevating himself even more?
Well, yeah, we just talked, and the one thing about Pat is he never is satisfied. And I noticed that the first time I met him, everything about him is perfectionist. We were talking about his dad, some of the lessons he learned from him, and how never to quit and just to keep pushing. Even when you don't think you have anything left, you have maybe a little more left. So Pat's going to be Pat. He's going to get better, but it's not just him. It's the secondary in general is insane. And then you think about what Benito did last year. Obviously, Zach Allen, all-pro. JFN, I mean, it's just relentless. So I said yesterday I thought this was the best defense in the league. I'm pretty confident that it will be.
Well, another veteran on this team is Courtland Sutton.
Yeah.
How have you seen his connection with Bo Nix grow?
Well, the thing about Court is he's like a chameleon. He'll adapt, and that's not always common with wide receivers. And I was just with him. He's all of 6'4.5", 220. He is a big receiver, and Coach Payton was just talking about how obviously you got to have your shifty guys, but you love your big body receivers. So they had a real connection last year. I also think Troy Franklin is going to have a really good year. Big on him, big on Marvin Mims, the wide receiver core. And then I think one of the sleeper additions was Evan Ingram. He really matured in Jacksonville, and I think you're going to see a version of him that maybe we haven't seen yet.
With such a young wide receiver core, how beneficial is it to have a Courtland Sutton in that group?
Well, he's a pro's pro, and he's going to go down all time in Broncos history as top 5 in almost every major category. And for him to start the way he did and persevere through some not so good years to now where you have the arrow pointing up and he obviously just gets the big payday, it's everything. And it's hard to quantify, but that matters for a Marvin Mims, for a Troy Franklin. It matters for a quarterback. And for Bo to have someone like him that you can rely on 3rd and 8, you need a catch, I'm going to you. That's pretty special.
We've had some rookies contribute during the preseason.
Yeah,
is there anyone that you're really excited to see?
I mentioned, I'll go back to RJ Harvey, and we were just talking about it. He's got that bowling ball build, almost like a Maurice Jones-Drew, but also he's really electric. He can catch the football. I think he'll get better in pass pro as well. So I thought RJ Harvey, going into the draft, I was really interested to see where Coach Payton and George Payton went in terms of the running back position. I didn't know if they'd go 1st, 2nd round, but they got a guy that I think from right away is going to make a big impact, and also on 3rd down, because again, he can catch the football.
The AFC West is stacked. What are your expectations for this team, and how do you see them handling it under Sean Payton?
Well, we know what Kansas City is. The Raiders bring in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, not to mention Ashton Genty, and the Chargers obviously coming off a really good year with Jim Harbaugh. So the Broncos to me are a wild card in the sense that you saw what they could be last year, but I think there's so much more there. So I'm not in the business of making predictions, but I'll tell you what I said yesterday. I said 2 things yesterday on the show. I said best defense in the league and my sleeper Super Bowl team if they stay healthy. So I'll just stick with that.
All right. Well, there you have it. We appreciate you stopping by. Come again.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.